What's happening, fellas? Crazy Brit here with some more action from the MRC boys. This time it's GTTCC Season 22 and round 3 until the rest of the season with the elite guys. So, without further ado, we'll run you through the grid and get the action underway. So, after 10 minutes of qualifying, Bogger lines it up in first in the Scirocco. Second is Scotty Bite in another Scirocco. Lined up on third is Shortsky in the Swift. Then we got Dimpy Limpy in fourth in another Swift. Infinity James in another Swift in fifth. Then we have Fast JMS in sixth in an Audi. Then we've got T50 Gary in seventh in an Audi. Then we have Aussie Scott in eighth, lined up in a Corvette. Then we have Buzzy Boy in the Mazda in ninth. Then we have Surfer Ev in the Mercedes in 10th. And then lined up in 11th is Big Kev in the Jack. So let's get these guys underway. Let's see how they get away cleanly. We have Fuji, any tyres? No pits. 1-1 on the fuel and tyres. Here we go. A little bit of creeping there from the Audi, but we're away. Bogger gets in there cleanly there as we head down to the first corner for the first lap. A little bit of moving there, defending. There's Corvette there. Bogger managed to get that position locked down. Gets away cleanly from the rest of the guys. So we got Bogger there. Scotty Boy in second. Shortsky there in third, just following them through. Looks like we get away cleanly. Dimpy's lost a couple of positions down the eighth. As they now come through the first couple of corners here. Down into the left. Ready for the downhill section now. Down to the chicane and the hairpin. So we'll go quickly run through the field as we run down there then. There's Scotty Boy second, defending from Shortsky. Got Fast JMS in fourth, just looking. Oh, a little closeness there. Lovely bit of gold there on Shortsky's Swift there. Oh, we've got an incident from Scott there. Let's see what happened there. Didn't look too bad there. So it gets down into the hairpin. Very nice in fifth position. Oh, gets on the grass there, just loses the back end, manages to get out of everyone's way before anyone collects him there. So, unfortunate incident for Scott. Let's carry on though. Big Kev there in 11th, so back up to front. Bogger in first, Scotty Boy in second, Shortsky in third, Fast JMS in fourth. Just coming round now the last corner with Infinity James behind him in fifth. Dimpy now up into sixth after the start. Also the FF cars do bog down from the starting blocks. Surfer up in seventh. Dimpy's just got a half a second penalty there. Busby Boy in eighth with Gary right behind him in ninth. There's Scott in 10th and Big Kev in 11th. As we now head on to the lap 2 into turn 1. Bogger for Help the Heroes and LG. Looking good at the minute. And Scotty Boy was in the Scirocco for Mind and McDonald's. Leading the way in second. And we got Shortsky in third. I believe Samsung and Cancer McMillan support. And we got Fast JMS in fourth. He's running for Nike. Can't see any other charities on. Oh, it's We Are Driven. Then we got Infinity James. What team is he running for? So head down to the hairpin. It's Infinity Decals. I believe it's maybe LG. I'll have to check on that one, but as we continue then through this lap, not really any battles going off at the minute. Dimpy Limpy is going to serve his penalty on this lap. Now head through. We've got a big battle here between T50 Gary Scott and Busby Boy. He runs a little bit wide off the final turn, then down the straight we go. Scott is there in 8th, Busby Boy in 9th, right behind him. Then we got Surfer down into 10th now. Big Kev in 11th. So not sure if any action went on between them, but we'll see. We'll try and find out if anything did happen. Bugger then still leading the way onto lap 3. Scotty Boy there in 2nd. Then we have Shortsky in 3rd. Fast JMS in 4th. Setting purple sector times. There's Infinity James in 5th. Then we have Dimpy Limpy now starting to catch these guys up in 6th. Gary in 7th, just behind. Scott in 8th. Just behind Gary there. Going around, he's going to watch his tyres for the tyre wear. These FF cars seem to be OP with the tyre wear. Busby Boy in 9th, then right behind these two in the Mazda. Looking very nice for Gulf and Cancer Research. Ever in 10th. So we must have had an incident then between Surfer and somebody. He's definitely lost a lot of time off the pack, so yeah, not great for him at the minute. Big Kev then 11, struggling as well on the soft tyres and the Jag. But back up to the front then, Boggett in 1st still, then Scotty Boy 2nd, Shortsky 3rd, Fast JMS 4th. Infinity James right behind him in 5th. Can he get a run on him down the straight? He's certainly going to try. He's pulled out of the slipstream there. We're side by side now. As they head down at the main straight. It's status quo between these two, head to head. Who's going to get to the turn first? It looks like James is running out of speed there. But he's going to dive into the corner. Decides to back out of that one. As Fast JMS is there, but he gets the acceleration off the corner there. Can he get him on the run down to turn 4? Sorry, turn 3. Kinda. Yeah. And he gets him then. Lovely bit of driving there from these two. Close racing. Now down to the next turn. Got to be careful, it invites you to take more speed as you get on the exit. Now for the little kink. Down the hill towards the hairpin. No change up front. And manages to keep that 4th position there. There's Dimpy Limpy then right behind these guys in 6th. He's going to look for some more positions here. A little bit of a slow start from him, but that's obviously because of the FF, the Swift. The slow start from the Swift, and then it's a while to get it warmed up, but when it is warmed up, it's a beautiful car to drive. Plus with the half a second penalty, it didn't really help him in his quest to get to the front. But very nice livery from Dimpy there. Power Max Racing. There's a blast from the past. 7th, Gary on his own at the minute. He's got Scott and Busby Boy just behind him, about a second between them. Not too bad at the minute for these guys. As we head closer to the 10-minute mark, obviously this is a half an hour race. And we've got Surfer in 10, starting to make gains now on the guys in front. Blue sector personal best for him at 1:49.6. Big Kev still struggling at the back then. The Jag obviously isn't happy around this track. Well, back up to front, Bogger is now being caught by Scotty Boy. Scotty Boy has put down the lap times. 1:47.1 to Bogger's 1:47.0. So these guys are running similar lap times. Let's see if Scotty Boy can do anything about Bogger and the mountain attack. Bogger number 22 in first with Scotty Boy number 18. And then we've got Shortsky in third with a 1 second penalty. Unfortunately for him, that's going to cost him a few positions there. As Dimpy Limpy is now in fifth, just behind James in fourth. Sorry we didn't catch that overtake. I'm sure it was the best overtake in the MRC history. So, Fast JMS in sixth. Go back up to the penalty zone. Shortsky's just serving his penalty in fourth then. Drops down to fourth. Is he going to drop another one? It sure is, because there's Dimpy in fifth. Coming through. And then we've got Fast JMS there catching up as well. Shortsky's obviously got less speed at the minute. So holds on to the fifth position as we go through the first turn. Yeah, so this is turn 2, kinda. I mean, you don't really count the little kink after the first turn, so yeah, turn 2. This is turn 3 right now. Gotta be careful, you can't take too much speed. You've got to have a little lift between the two apexes there. Kind of 2 corners in one. Then you go through here. Runoff area on the edge there. Can't take too much or it will give you a penalty, but you can take a lot, to be fair. Then we head down to the hairpin. So we'll just catch up to the front of these guys, seeing what they're doing. Bonga still in the way from Scotty Boy. Scotty Boy still chasing him. There's Infinite James in third. Dimpy Limpy there in fourth. Right behind him. Then we've got Shortsky in fifth. Fast JMS in sixth in the Audi. Then in seventh we've got Gary, followed by Scott. Then we have Busby Boy in ninth. Then Surfer Rev in 10th. Then we have Big Kev at the back in 11th. Looks like everyone is on soft tyres. Softs starting to wear. As we've headed past the 10-minute mark. This is a stage of the race where everyone is just trying to catch up to the guy in front of them. Trying to save a little bit of tyres for the end of the race. Especially if we've got some late overtakes going on, late battles towards the end of the race. But Fuji, it's a tricky track for some people. Some people hate it, some people love it. But it's definitely a track that is demanding on the tyres. Especially that front left is going to take a beating. Obviously being a clockwise track, that's where most of the load goes on through as you go through the laps. Heavy braking into this little section here for the hairpin. Some guys go through it in second gear and some in first gear. And then some people like Marshall and Elite Fusion, they use the handbrake. So all manner of different strategies. There's Scotty Boy is now getting closer to Bogger. Bogger, a little mistake through that corner, a little bit scrappy. But managed to get it stopped and turned. As now we come through the last corner, down the main straight. See if Scotty Boy can get a attack onto Bogger there, but Dimpy Limpy, James, they're coming down the straight now. Dimpy Limpy decided not to go into James's slipstream there, which is interesting. Obviously just staying on his line. So we'll see if that changes. Coming down now, down the hill. We'll see if there's any action between any drivers through the field. C50 Gary still defending from Scott in 8th. And there's the tyre wear of the FR cars on the front left, considerably more than the FF cars. So they've got an upwards battle, these FR cars, but doing okay so far. Busby Boy there in 9th. Then we have Surfer 10th, now starting to get these guys in front a little bit more. And there's Kevin 11th. He's going to be lapped soon. Unfortunate race for him at the minute. Seems to be really struggling in that JAG. But Big Kev, he's had moments of greatness and he has tracks that he really doesn't like. So we'll see if he. Oh, I do apologise for that. See if he can put his head down in the second race and get a good result from the reverse grid. So the Bogart still leading the way from Scotty Boy. Scotty Boy's in the slipstream. He's got better tyres than his rival in first. So as the race goes on in the last second half of this race, as we fastly approach the halfway mark. Let's see if we can sort anything, but we've got a second battle here as well, because Dimpy has caught James in third. These two now are getting close. So we've got Scirocco on Scirocco, Swift on Swift. See what Dimpy Limpy can do about James here. Very, pretty much the same tyre wear for these two. James has done a lot more miles in that car though than Dimpy has. They're short skiing fifth with JMS in sixth there, so there's another two battling. Then we have Gary and Scott there. That's another two battling. And then we have Busby Boy there in ninth, just falling off of them two. And then we have Surfer all on his own, and then Big Kev there as well. So it's 2 by 2 at the minute. 2 by 2, the Saints go marching in. Let's see if Boggart and Scotty can score their way into Noah's Ark as we come round the last corner then. The two Scirocco's head in there first. It's Help for Heroes versus Mind. Let's see which charity comes out on top. But at the minute, Scotty Boy his tyres is a lot less worn than Bogger, so I'm just thinking in the last 5 minutes this could have an impact. A little bit more tyre saving from Scotty Boy. Oh, we've got an overtake here. We're going to go back to see how this happens. So coming out the final turn then, it looks like Dimpy Limpy might have got a better drive out the final turn. Right behind James in his slipstream this time. Decides to go to the right hand side. So gets the speed at the neck and neck as we come down the main straight then. James decides to go for the wide line. Can he get the undercut? Doesn't look like he can. There's Dimpy Limpy then up into third. Great overtake from him. Very nicely done. And we come through turn 2 and he secures the position, but there's James still right behind him. Is James going to come back at him? Great battling from these two. Swift on Swift. I'll keep looking at the first two on the leaderboard just to see if there's any position change. But he's keeping it in there. And Dimpy Limpy then secures the position. We've now come through the hairpin. Still manages to keep that position then. Great job from Dimpy Limpy. Fast JMS in 5th, then Short Ski down to 6th, so we've had a position change from these two as well. Gary in 7th, leading the way from Scott. Scott's tyre wear is almost at the halfway point. It's not great for him. There's Busby Boy in 9th, Surfer in 10th, and Big Kevin 11th. Nearly going to get lapped now. I did see. Oh, we've got a change for position up front because Bogger had a penalty there. So this change of things now. Scotty Boy up into first with Bogger in second. Dimpy's still in third, but now he's got a defender from Infinity James who's going to try. No, he thinks better of it. Or is he going to get it on the second part of this corner? Looks like he's got the drive off as we go side by side for these two. Is James just going to back out towards the end of the corner? Yep, he is. Decides to race smart there, but he's looking on the inside for this corner. Can he get it? Dimpy in defending well from James there, but James gets the run on the inside there. Look at that. What a beast of a move there. So he gets the position back. Great little battle between these two then for that last podium spot. But there's Dimpy Limpy then on the attack again. Can he get this move done and dusted? Or is this going to be a continuous battle between them two to the end now? As they now come through this little complex section here towards the end of the lap, then ready for the final corner. It looks like Bogger's falling off Scotty Boy in front. Told you those fresher tyres would come into play. Might be another dive down to the first turn then for Dimpy. Can he stay in his slipstream as Big Kev is getting lapped by the first two? Head down to the straight. Dimpy's sat in the slipstream. Can he get the other speed? Is he going to try a dive? He's not. He gets closer though. Just buys his time for the minute. Gets a bit on the AstroTurf there. That's going to cause him a little bit of speed loss there. But we'll just go back up to the top two then. Scotty then creating a gap between him and Bogger. Bogger now suffering from that tyre wear. You can see the difference between the tyres on the front left. There's James then in third, still against for Dimpy Limpy. Fast JMS in fifth, holding off Shortsky in sixth, but these two are getting close again. There's Gary, manages to hold off Scott. Scott is got Harbison a penalty and suffering from that tyre wear now. That's going to let Busby Boy catch him up a little bit. There's Surfer in 10th. Unfortunately, didn't manage to catch Busby Boy up yet in 9th, but he's still plugging away. And there's Big Kev just being lapped by the front half in 11th. Unfortunate for him. He's usually got good speed, good pace. Had a couple of good races with me and Rick in the GT3 series. So hopefully he can get back on form, and this is just the one-off. But back at the front, Scotty Boy leading the way. As we're now into the last 10 minutes of the race. We'll see if he can keep that first position or if everything's going to change. But we've got Infinity James still in third position, defending from Dimpy in fourth. Dimpy looks like he's gaining again, but he's not getting too close for an overtake yet. But he's biding his time, might just be letting his tyres cool off a little bit from the battling. Because when you are battling against the other person, he gets a good run out of that corner. Lovely little bit of driving them from these two then through the last couple of corners. As Dimpy Limpy gets a good drive off. Now he's right behind James. He's on his gearbox. Can he make a move down here? It looks like he's going to try. He's looking, he's on the outside. Is this going to work for Dimpy? Would love a better angle there, thank you GT. So James still holds off on that Incoming Dimpy Limpy then. But Dimpy's looking, sniffing for a chance here. Can he force James into a mistake by hounding the back of him? But James is a seasoned racer, so not likely. As we now come through the final turn. I will mention as well, Infinity James has got a new series starting up. It's, well, not new series, but a new season of the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series, season 14. So that's upcoming. We've got Jamie West, he's starting a new league soon. Might be something to do with Porsches, I've heard on the grapevine. And then we've got a few other series as well coming after this to look out later on in the year. So if you are in the MLC and want to race, then there's plenty of stuff to get your teeth sank into, especially if you're new to the racing league and new to MLC. We sure welcome all people from walks of life onto the track to race with us. But back to the action then. Dimpy is still trying to attack James. James managed to hold off still. Back up the front. Scotty Boy is now still got that gap to Bogger. So almost less than 5 minutes to go. We're at 24:35 at the minute. So a little bit of that calm down time till the end of the race. Nothing really happening as of yet. Apart from this battle between James and Dimpy. Dimpy's got a half second. That's going to neuter this battle for the minute though, unfortunately. So we'll check back here as Fast JMS is now coming under fire from Gary. Gary's got past Shortsky. Do apologise to these guys if I don't catch an overtake from you. I do apologise. Just there's other stuff to obviously look at as the race goes on. But we'll stick with these guys for a little bit until I notice a change between anybody else. But we'll see what's happened to Scott. Scott's been hindered by the penalties. He's got overtaken by Busby. So here's JMS. Into the turn one we go. There's Gary right behind him. Gary's got a little bit more less wear on the front left than Fast JMS does. So see if that comes into play. It shouldn't have too much of an impact because they are both similar. So, but we'll see if Gary has the better speed coming through. We've finally got Audi on Audi action as we now head down the hill towards the hairpin. No change up at front. You see them there. You see them there going through the top section. There's Fast JMS and Gary is getting really close to the back end of him now. As we're now deep inside the last 5 minutes. Gary's still looking away through Fast JMS. We come through the final turn. Gary's looking for a good exit out of that corner. Gets in the slipstream. Can he get in before the first turn? See, just up ahead, there's James and Dimpy. Looks like it's status quo. Gary will have a little bit of extra speed, but not too much for the slipstream. He's looking like he's going for a dive. Didn't really quite get there, but looks like he's a little bit closer than he was. As we head now on to lap 16, down into the second corner. Gotta be careful not to run too wide down. You'll pick up a penalty at half a second. Fast JMS, great defending for the minute to Gary. Now come through this wide exit turn and then down the hill. No change up at the front at the minute. So JMS still defending from Gary here. Now come through these last couple of corners. As it says on the back of Fast JMS Escort, just do it. You see the top four 2x2 as they head down the straight. Oh, a little bit wide there for Fast JMS. That might give the advantage to Gary there, who's right behind him in the slip as we head down at the main straight. Should be one more lap. There it is, we're at the 29 minute mark. One more lap to go. These two are close, closer than the other four. So we've had the other guys battling 2x2. Now it's Gary and JMS's turn. Can Gary get past him? I will cut up to the front two in a second. Just going to watch this battle as he carries on through the lap. It's been a strange race. Good start from everyone. Then a little bit of battling from two of each of the top guys. And then it's kind of fizzled out towards the end and just following each other around the laps as they go on. But it's spread it out very nicely between the whole grid. But Gary can't really seem to do anything here. He's give everything a try. Can he get it on the last lap? We'll cut back to these two in a minute. We're just going to go up to the front as the guys come round the final turn. Scotty Boy then didn't lead most of the race, but once he got into that lead, he just ran with it, created that gap. So Scotty Boy is going to take the win for Fuji in the mighty Scirocco. Well done to him. Bogger in second. Then we've got James is going to secure that podium in third. Great little battle with Dimpy. Good job to win. Fourth for Dimpy then. Gary, right, we've had an overtake, so we are going to go back then. And we'll go one more. There we go. That's just where we was. So you can see JMS defends through the hairpin as we come through this tight little section. But it looks like Gary gets a little bit of run there. Gets right behind him. Now we've got two more overtaking opportunities here. This one you can dive on the inside like he does. But he's always going to cut that exit off. So you've got to be careful not to have contact. But here you've got two lines into the last corner. Gary then on the inside gets the better drive out the corner. And unfortunately for JMS has got to concede to it then. Gary managed to get that fifth position. So last lap pass for the win of the battle. Fifth for Gary, sixth is JMS. Shorts is going to come on his own in seventh position. Then we got a Busby Boy still defending from Scott in ninth. He's going to come home and finish in eighth. Scott there with almost a dead tyre in ninth. Great finish for these two. Then we have Surfer in 10th. Unfortunately couldn't catch up in the end. And then we have 11th Big Kev. Very unfortunate for him. It looks like he's had a couple of dings there. Obviously not liking it, this track. But we'll see what happens in the next race for Kev. Starting the next race from first position. So until next time, guys, that's been the commentary for round 3, race 1 at Fuji. I'm the Crazy Brit. Until next time, catch you later.